Alright guys, so I want to talk to you guys about upgrades and downgrades and how to avoid the latter. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you two batteries that really didn't work out. And we're going to talk about why. These two batteries came from a common source. And the place they came from is actually why they're not suitable. These two have worked out marvelously, spectacularly, and are awesome. And they also come from the same type of source, the same sort of device. And we're going to talk for a second about that and why this is what you want versus that. Okay, so let's say I've got one of these little batteries, and I've actually got 3 flights on this battery. You push it forward. With this battery, you get a very slow response. It slowly spools up and takes off. And if you just jam it instantly to full throttle, you'll feel a lag. And then it'll give you some power. But it's really not very much. You take one of these batteries and you do this, and the drone is gone at such a quick pace that you suddenly feel the strong urge to slow down, lest you should hit something. We're going to talk about why that is. This is a 350 mAh battery. I know that some of you guys might not believe that. So, observez-vous. Let me just show you here. See if we can get a good background. But it is 3.7 volt and a mere 350 mAh, guys. Here, let me just put this torch on here and see if that helps. Okay. Here, let me just see here. I need to be able to see it. If I can't see it, you can't. But right here, under my thumb, you can see the mAh, 350. This is not a powerhouse of a battery. And up here, you can see the voltage, 3.7 volts, okay? In fact, looks like this torch is actually in the way here. So we'll try it again. Just so nobody can say that I didn't show them this battery. So that's this battery. That's the one I've been talking about since I started doing this second series on this drone. And really, the series isn't on the drone anymore. It's on batteries choices and how big of an impact batteries make, including the batteries that come from the factory. This drone had a couple of problems, and one of these two batteries absolutely solves it. In fact, all 4 of these batteries solve that problem. Technically, no. This one does not, but these 3 all do. And what its problem was its battery was a bit too heavy for its lift capabilities. Which brings me to this guy. See all that structure? Take a look on mine. You'll notice on that, all of those structures have been removed. Clean. Gone. Because you get more lift this way, and I've removed them all. I did a video on it. It works awesome. I've been flying it that way ever since. Which means I get more lift anyway. Which is good. Even though I have more lift, these are really inappropriate, even though they're feather light. And because they're feather light, they had a solid chance of being able to propel this drone. If I could get these batteries with a decent current rating, and I'm going to explain to you what that means. You can see this one is 200 mAh, but this one's 300. And I did a video where I show the performance of these two batteries back to back. This one's 3.7 volt and 300, but it kind of got peeled off. It rubbed right off in my hands, and you can't really see it anymore, but that is what it says. Which means these two batteries are almost identical. There's only 50 mAh between them. I even added an aluminum heatsink case to this one, which is actually fairly light. But the combination is actually fairly weighty. It's not quite as heavy as this one, but it's heavier than the 2 of these put together. In fact, it's not quite, but pretty close. Even this one, thick and a lot heavier than this one, is still lighter than these 2 put together. In fact, it's lighter than this one alone. And you think that that might be a good thing. And it would be, because the original battery for this had 2 problems. One was it was a little too heavy, and the other one was its burst rating was a little too low. So let's talk about what a milliamp hour rating is and what that actually means for you as an RCer. The milliamp hour rating is exactly what it sounds like, a duration gauge. It's there to give you an idea of how long this battery will last. Discharge over time, milliamps hours. A milliamp is a thousandth of an amp. That's not much. That is not the rating we want to look at as our seers, especially as guys who fly helis or who fly drones. What you're interested in is called the burst rating, and not one of these batteries has it listed. Hobby grade batteries will have that listed. Super high-end batteries will have that listed. This drone did not have it listed, probably because it's pathetically low. That meant it didn't really give a lot of throttle response when you kicked the throttle, but it was better than these two, and we're going to talk about why for a second. These two batteries both came out of headphone sets, wireless headphone sets. They are not the batteries that were in the headphones, which are even tinier and really pathetic and would never work. They are the ones that do the charging of those batteries. They're the ones that are in the charging station. I thought they might be okay, so I tried a couple of them. And I got the same results with every single one. And then suddenly it dawned on me. These have a very low continuous rating. No, their continuous rating is pretty low. Yeah, 300, 350, but so is this one. Where's the difference? Why is this one so good? Well, the obvious answer is the burst rating. I studied electricity and I know my business, and I'm telling you this is the answer. It's the burst rating. These are made to trickle charge a set of headphones. That's it. They're made to give a small amount of current over a fairly short period of time, which is why they have such a small rating. However, these are made for vaporizers. Both of these batteries come from a vaporizer. This one, 1100 mAh, guys. The original was 1200. But this is a huge upgrade over the original in every way except one. Its weight is actually slightly heavier than the original battery. But it's got so much more burst current capability that it lifts off like it's nothing and launches this sucker like it's a race drone. Even though it's 100 mAh lower, and just so you guys can see that too, I try to show all this stuff as much as I can. Show you its current rating. There you go. Let's flip that around. And you can see it's 3.7 volt. And more importantly, you can see that it's 1100 mAh. These two, being from vaporizers, have to have a high burst rating. The burst rating is what happens. Perfect example. The best description I can give to it for a drone person or a helicopter person is this. I hit full throttle. On this battery, it goes woo and slowly takes off. With this battery, I do that, and it's gone so fast, I may have already hit something before I realize how far it's gone. With this one, it's the same deal. And that's why. Even though they're much heavier, and you'd think they'd be slower to get off the ground, they're actually not. They're the much better choice because they have a burst rating that is substantial, and they have to because of the application they were designed for. You can get great batteries for free that will upgrade the crap out of your drone. You just got to know where to look. Vaporizers are turning out to be a boom for me. A disposable vaporizer has a battery like this in it. This one was broken in by me when I used the vaporizer for many months. And it worked great. Had long life and hit pretty hard, meaning it gave a lot of smoke. This one, even harder. Because it's a higher burst rating, it takes more current to create the smoke. So if you got a vaporizer that creates a really good smoke cloud, when you're done with it, even though it's disposable, this battery is not unable to be recharged. It's perfectly able to accept a charge and be charged. It just doesn't come with charged circuitry. Voila, the charged circuitry SD, it's in your drone's charger already. You have it. And as long as you keep the voltage the same, it'll work. So that's my recommendation. We've got two really amazing batteries. This one absolutely aerobatic. If I was going to do drone racing, I would take this one because it's faster and gives me more runtime. But it does not give as much runtime as the original battery. It has a lower milliamp hour rating, but that's the duration. None of these give me as much runtime as the original, but they give me the best performance And this is 5 minutes. This one's 8 minutes. Keith out.